about when you're talking about women leaders? There was a great article recently about the Oakland Raiders. Talk to us about that.
So I am self-proclaimedly a huge NFL fan, and my father was an ex-NFL player, so it's something that is very near and dear to my heart. Incredibly disappointed with not only the incidents of domestic violence that occurred in the NFL over the past, well, probably has been occurring for quite some time, but we've been hearing about it in the past 2 years, and the complete and utter lack of leadership that I watched the NFL fail to bring forward. I have a former student who went into the Oakland Raiders in a strategy position. In fact, the president of the Oakland Raiders is a Haas alum and now this director of strategy. He took my Investing in Women course. And we got to talking. He actually called me and said, "Professor, I need to meet with you because we can't sit by when the NFL isn't stepping up and leading as the Oakland Raiders and do nothing. So can we get together and talk about the options?" So I got to know the Oakland Raiders leadership team, and at first was just incredibly inspired that they cared about this issue so much. We did a little research into why this should matter to a team like the Raiders, to the NFL, to any NFL team out there. And in fact, women represent a faster growing fan base of the NFL. They represent a significantly higher representation of purchasing of tickets, purchasing of NFL apparel. So if you just take this on a straight business case, if you don't even want to talk about the morality of abusing their wife, their girlfriend, their child, you could take it from a pure business perspective that it does not make any sense for the NFL, for the Raiders, to alienate part of their fan base.
So, what is the Raiders team and their leadership doing that's beyond lip service?
We looked internally at the leadership of the Raiders, and they have a significantly higher number of women in their own leadership ranks. You can see that they care about it from the data intrinsically. We also looked at Fred Biletnikoff, which is one of the greatest former Raiders out there, who very tragically lost a 20-year-old daughter to domestic violence. And so he and his wife have done a lot of work in building safe homes for survivors of domestic violence. And it was just really a strategic, very easy fit for the Raiders to partner with the Biletnikoff Foundation and give cash, give visibility during Raiders games of domestic violence and the issues therein. And it's just been a very amazing experience of a team stepping up. They've developed partnerships with the Girls Club, doing a lot of work in really trying to develop girls who have a more powerful voice, a higher sense of physical presence, are involved in sports. And it's just been wonderful to see our hometown taking a significant amount of leadership positioning in this space.
Right. And ironic, too, given the history of the brand of the Oakland Raiders. When you think about
being a bit rough and tumble.
Right. Has it had, or is it too soon to tell if it's had any kind of ripple effect, like are other teams picking up this cause as well?
Well, yes, other teams are picking up this cause, in my opinion, in a very reactive and far less substantive fashion. There's an example of a team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for example, and their reaction to the domestic violence situation and trying to give some sort of lip service to this was to develop a Football 101 program for women. The assumption was that women need to be much more knowledgeable about football while we're sitting there and watching the game. So it was the fundamentals of the game. Part of the Football 101 program brought in NFL recipes, great things to cook while you're watching an NFL game, and even NFL style and fashion tips.
Right.
You can see a difference in how substantively the Tampa Bay Bucs reacted to this situation and how the Raiders reacted in very different ways.